Hi guys, Jason Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk, and welcome to probably one of the most important videos I will ever do, because it's not a review, it's on the back of a lesson stroke fitting stroke diagnosis session that I had with a gentleman who had, in the lockdown period, decided to treat himself. He had a G30 SF Tech before, driver, at 12 degrees, and he's always suffered with a little bit of the old left to righter, the old classic sliceroo. So hence the SF Tech. Whether that's the right or wrong decision, you can comment below whether you think that's a different video, different debate. So he decided to treat himself to a brand new Ping G425 Max, but in the 12 degrees to match what he had before. He's got the weight in the drawer because he wants something, obviously his brand new driver, to be a bit more future proof. He wants to work on his swing possibly as the years go on, so he bought that. He wasn't getting the results that he thought he should do from his brand new driver, because remember guys, you've got G30, you've got then G, you've then got G400, you've got G410 and now G425. That's quite a few drivers that had been released in the passage of time that would make his game so much better. Yes, I'll do a few shots. I mean, I've got GC2, no I haven't, GC Quad, been a while since we had GC2, GC Quad on the floor with FSX Mobile. And I want to show you how he was swinging necessarily. Let's just go do that now. He had the cuts, we'll call them the cuts. He was basically going left to right, and he's been doing that for quite some time. I've got my cameras probably set up in the most stupid place possible for doing this. Although he's got a future idea of changing his swing as time goes on and stuff like that, because of the time of the season, because of lockdown, he wants to get back into golf and play as hard as he can do. So he's got no time necessarily to devote to getting better and the possible pitfalls of going backwards slightly to go a lot further forward in the future. So he wanted to keep his swing how it is. But after watching some of his shots, we made a change. So this is what he was doing. The old classic aiming a little bit left and stuff like that. Now obviously I'm someone who delivers fairly 0-0. So I will have to artificially create the curvature of what he does. So I will have to aim left a fraction and leave this little baby open. And it cuts. It's very close to that camera. Where's that tee gone? There we go. I'll have that tee again. So as you can see there, it was the classic left to right flight that you get. He wasn't slow. I mean, he was an individual that had around about 100 miles an hour of speed when it comes to driver head speed, so he wasn't slow. He had even, because we've got this also in the custom fitting suite, it's a stock option that they have, but he managed to get it in the Tensei AV Series 65 Flex of stiffness. And having a 100 miles an hour swing, having a stiff flex shaft, if the uneducated would think, yeah, that's about within the range of what you need, so that's exactly what we have, and he bought it. So that's what I've just got, within reason, the exact offending spec, ball full of, right now. So I'm going to hit one more, before I will show you the change we made, and then go to the data to show you how much of a change we made. So left to right fly, there you go, the classic. So he was hitting 5 or 6 degrees across, but most importantly, that tee went, he was hitting down at the golf ball. So he was not only having a path across with a face open, he was hitting down, launching it okay-ish, but he was spinning it so much and it was going off, yeah. His efficiency was poor of the face between head speed and ball speed, because not of his strike was really good, but because of his poor delivery dynamics, delivering loft but hitting down and blah blah blah. So we got him changing to not actually changing his swing. I haven't tried to change his path and all the bits and pieces to go with that. We had a discussion and we spoke about the possibilities of changing his angle of attack and the pitfalls of having a downwards angle of attack with a driver, and then the potential gains about just changing one thing. So keeping his swing exactly the same. So all this classic videos of let's fix your slice and all that lot, he wasn't interested in that. maybe in the future, but right here, right now, at this sort of time of the year, he just wanted to get better instantly. So we just changed the angle of attack. So we'll just do the exact same thing again, but we'll just hit up now rather than the classic down and left to right. It will be left to right, but up. So close to that camera. But now it still curves, as you can see, left to right. Still curves left to right. But you get a little bit more distance. And now, of course, I'm using range balls here to literally just describe and showcase what he was doing. As soon as I hit this last one, and I'll try not to hit the camera, it's getting very close. But we'll go see in the custom fitness studio just how much of a gain we made in just this one thing. So we're not talking about changing path. We're not talking about changing face angle to path. We're still talking about keeping his same curvature. No changes as we swing. Just how he approaches the golf ball on the angle of attack. Not hitting down, but now hitting up. Doing the exact same thing. And the benefits of. So we'll go do the same thing. Try not to hit the camera. Try not to hit the camera. And then it curves again. You'll be able to see if they're longer or not. I'll see them into a range. We've got FSX on the floor. So, right, now, I suppose it's time we better go see, because we captured all the data in the session, of just how much difference we made in that one change. Remember, no swing changes, no directional changes, no face angle changes, just purely the direction of which that club is hitting the golf ball, not down, but up. So guys, in the custom fitting studio now at the FSX PC to see the improvements that we made in literally just angle attack. Remember, that was it. Now he's got a 12-degree max. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. And because he'd always struggled with launch, he bought the 12-degree max like he did when it comes to his old G30, the high lofted one, and he's whacked it straight up as high as it can go to 13.5 degrees. So plenty of loft, you would say. So let's go to the ball data now, because I did have to change obviously the loft on his driver when we changed angle attack, but we'll get into that. So ball data on his normal swing, his out to in swing with angle attack down, spinning it a lot, that kind of idea, is 136 miles an hour, launching at 13.1. So launching it okay, but you can see there why he's gone to a 12 head and added as much loft as he can do, because launch is still, it's okay, but it's not where I'd like it. Cyan angle 2.5, so we're starting at left, spinning up at 4.2. That's a fair bit of spin. And you can see by the side spin, that's curving off to the right. Descent angle 42 degrees, and yes, offline on average is 16.1. Now, even though it's going peak height 30, he's only carrying 206. And if we come to the head data side of it, you'll see the club head speed that the guy produces and only carrying at 206 yards. You can understand why he's looking to change to a new club for this miraculous improvement. Once we change his angle attack though, this is the difference that we made in ball speed. So the new one, remember this is the 12 degree head up to 13.5. The first thing that I've had to do though when it comes to this is get that 13.5 degrees and whack it as low as I possibly could do. It's now down to 10.5 degrees. That's the most that you've got adjustment on a ping head. It goes 1.5 degrees both sides. 143.1 miles an hour. So we're gaining about 7 miles an hour also. When it comes to changing angle attack. 18.1 launch now, so it's going up a lot more. Now 18.1 is a fraction too much launch. I would like to have got the head and get it lower, but I can't. I have to work with what I've got to work with. He would have to change heads to potentially improve further, but still. Spinning out 2.6, so the spin reduction is mental. 1600 RPM has come off. Now less curvature. Descent angle's 45.6. I would like obviously to get that down because we're going to be suffering in potential roll out distance, bounce, bounce and roll, that idea, because we've got too much launch. I so want to go down to a lower head. Offline 18.4, so it's not changed his offline. We haven't changed his curvature effectively. We haven't changed his shape. He's still hitting it exactly, his grouping is still within reason, the same offlines it's always been. He didn't want to change. Peak height's now gone up to 43 yards in the air, and carry though, from 206 to 242. That's 36 yards in the air that we've gained. If we can get the loft down, if I could persuade him to go buy another head, like, yeah, I know, just get custom fit. Don't buy. This is one of the biggest reasons why you should get custom fit and coached at the same time. Just go and buying something off the internet, it may be great, yeah, but unfortunately, yeah, okay, it's a different video. So, and then, yeah, we've got 262 as the average rollout, another sort of 20 or 40 yards gain on the old. Let's go by the club head data so we can actually see. Bear in mind, the efficiencies have changed somewhat. He's not a slow swinger. He's 106 or 101.6 miles an hour. Most high handicappers, medium handicappers at that kind of range of speed would love it. So he's not slow. He just has a very distinctive pattern of shot shape. And now I would love to get him later on, and be it in the winter time when the season's finished and he's got time to work on his swing. I would, because he's still leaving distance out there anyway, just through dynamics alone. Yeah, so 101.6 swing speed, 1.34 efficiency, not good for a driver. 1.8 down. Hitting down on a driver is a bad idea. 5.5 across and 3.5 open. Delivering 21 degrees loft and 3 mil toe, 4 mil high. So again, remember, this guy has been doing this for a very long time. He knows where the middle is. That's one thing he's got fairly good at doing, knowing where the middle is, even though obviously swing-wise it's not the best and most efficient way of doing it. So we made the change. And yes, out of this data set, and we've done loads. I mean, he's hit a lot of shots to try and get a decent baseline to start with, and then we've changed again at the end, obviously changed an angle attack. The first 2 shots I've discounted because there was a lot of drill work going on, doing all that bits, and then let's see if we can get the change. Got the change, and then we started registering. So there's 2 shots at the very start I have deleted because of, yeah. So on average, 100.7. So he's actually lost 0.9 of a mile an hour. It's exactly the same. I'm not worried about 0.9 of a mile an hour. I mean, that will change. Obviously, this is going on throughout the session. He could be getting tired, but yeah. 1.42 efficiency. That's a little bit better than 1.34. I think everyone would agree. Now it's 4.6 up though. Look at the degrees he's now changed. He's now nearly 5 up against 2 down. The crazy amounts of change that would mean to launch and spin against 2 down, yeah. 5.7 across, so he hasn't changed. He's gone 5.5 to 5.7. There is no difference in path whatsoever. He's 3.6 open to 3.5 open. There is no difference whatsoever when it comes to him delivering the golf club. All we have changed is angle attack, effectively. Lie exactly the same, 4.1 to 4.4. Loft now, between 21 degrees and now 25 degrees, because of the angle of attack, I can't get the loft down enough on his head. I need the 10.5 head rather than the 12. If I could have only got him before he made the purchase. And then strike, look, he's gone from 3 mil toe, 4 mil high. Remember, he's done this for years. He knows what he's doing. He's got very adept at swinging the way he does, and also striking it the way in the middle, because he's been doing it for such a long time. Now look at the difference. When you start changing people, the first thing to go is strike, their perception or understanding where middle is. And he's now averaging 13 toe too low. So if we go over to the compare screen, you'll be able to see there by the club alone. You can see the red dot is his standard normal shots. He knows where middle is. You can see by the yellow that with the changes, he now does not know where middle is. He's gained nearly 40 yards, 36 yards in the air, and look at the strike. How much more could he gain once he starts to understand where middle is? Yeah, I wouldn't say it's scary, but you can see. But and look at the flights. Now, I have took 2 out of the very start because we're trying to capture, and bear in mind, on his normal red, so if you look at the red, it's quite clear which one's the longer, which one's the angle of attack change. The yellow is the one he's hitting up, and the red was one that he's hitting down. The dynamics of the swing, remember, are exactly the same. If I could get him in a 10.5 head and knock it down to say 9.5, get the loft or the launch down to say 16 or so degrees, and get the spin fractionally down as well, he could be looking into regularly the 250s carry. Crazy amounts. I can't stress just how important it is to get custom fit. Or if you're going to go buy off the internet, fine, know your specs first. Don't just blindly go at it. And especially if you've got glaringly obvious swing issues, and even if you got like this gentleman who doesn't want to change his swing, but you've got a glaring thing that you need or see that you could make quite a quick change to make a massive difference. Yeah, huge gains to make. Anyway, so I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, down there, little like button. If you press that, that'd be great. Next to it, little red button, subscribe. Click that one. Thank you very much. And next to it, little bell icon. If you click that one, that'll let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.